Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another Basketball Wives review, so let's just get right into it. So because of all the drama that took place at the end of last week's episode when they all went to that group dinner, Ming decided that she wanted the ladies to try to have a fun, relaxing day, so she decided to plan some activities for everybody to do, and she split everybody up into two separate groups. She made Ty go ATV riding with Brittany, Denise, and Chantel, and then the rest of the ladies went to go sit by the water, and I didn't think there was going to be any drama when they sat down by the water because it was going good at first when they were walking to the water, but as soon as they sat down, Brandy and Evelyn just started going at Jackie out of nowhere. Brandy started calling out Jackie for walking away from conversations with Chantel, and Jackie tried to explain to them that the reason why she walks away is because she knows that things can get really ugly, because she says Chantel starts off talking to her crazy, being very hostile and calling her names, and Jackie says that she knows she can turn up on Chantel and she really doesn't want it to go that far, so that's the reason why she walks away. And honestly, I'm not trying to make excuses for Jackie, but I can understand why she's walking away from these conversations, because we know how Jackie can get. She'll flip over tables, she'll climb over tables, she'll throw things. Like, Jackie can get really crazy sometimes when she's going back and forth with people, and I don't think that she really wants to go there with her daughter, so I can understand why she walks away. Personally, I feel like some of the ladies don't want Jackie to walk away because they want to hear Chantel air out Jackie, and they want to see Jackie turn up on her daughter so that they have more things to say about her, and I feel like that's the reason why they're really pushing for her to have this conversation with Chantel in front of everybody. Then Evelyn immediately chimes in and she starts going at Jackie, telling her that she cares more about her daughter than she does, and then she calls Jackie a hoe, so Jackie claps back and she calls Evelyn a bigger hoe. And while Jackie and Evelyn are going back and forth with each other, calling each other hoes, poor Jennifer ends up catching a stray from Jackie. Jackie calls her longhead, and I thought that shit was funny. I'm sorry, I started cackling a little bit when she said that because Jennifer was just sitting there minding her business, and all of a sudden she catches a stray from Jackie. Jackie ends up getting up to walk away, and Brandy starts getting mad at Jackie for walking away, and I just don't understand why they expect her to sit there while they call her every name in the book. They act like they don't get up from conversations when people are talking to them crazy, because I've seen Jennifer get up and leave when people disrespect her as well, so I just don't understand why they're making it seem like it's an issue because Jackie's getting up and leaving. She doesn't want to have the conversation about her daughter with them, and they keep pushing for it to happen. And as soon as Jackie leaves, they all start talking really bad about her, and I just don't understand why Jackie stays on this show. I feel like she should leave because at the end of the day, these women do not like her, and it's clear to me that the network and production doesn't really like Jackie either, because they would never let this type of shit go on for any of the other cast members on the show. They only do it when it comes to Jackie, and it seems like every single season is about dragging Jackie, and this is not to defend her because Jackie does things on her own to tarnish her own image, but I just feel like on this show, they make every season about Jackie and dragging her, and so I just don't understand why Jackie continues to be a part of this show. Now, Chantel does end up sitting down with Jackie before they all go to this big group dinner later that night, and she has a one-on-one conversation with her, but the conversation really doesn't go anywhere. Now, before the conversation took place, Chantel ended up getting in her confessional, and she said that she wanted Jackie to take accountability for everything that's happened since she moved to LA. So she wants her to take accountability for something that happened when she moved to LA, not what happened in her childhood. So I don't understand why she brings up the childhood stuff to the other ladies, but then in her confessional, she's saying that she wants Jackie to take accountability for things that happened when she moved to LA. She needs to figure out which one she's talking about because she's confusing everybody. First, we thought it was because of the issues that she had with Jackie as a mother from her childhood. Then we thought it was because she was upset that Jackie didn't defend her in Las Vegas. Now she's saying that she wants Jackie to take accountability for things that she did when she moved to LA. So I'm just confused about what she wants her to take accountability for. And then whenever Jackie sits down to have a conversation with her, she never tells Jackie what the issue actually is, and they never actually end up getting into the conversation about it. Because when she sits down with Jackie, the first thing she mentions is what happened in Las Vegas. She ends up asking Jackie if it was true that she was on the phone with her talking bad about Brandy right before they met up with everybody, and she was cool with Brandy right after talking about her. And when Jackie goes to answer the question, Chantel says it's a rhetorical question, but then she wants an answer from Jackie. I don't understand what she's talking about. You're saying it's a rhetorical question, but you're asking her a yes or no question. So to me, Chantel wasn't really making any sense. And even if Jackie was talking about Brandy behind her back to Chantel, what does that even matter? Like, I just don't understand why it matters. I mean, these women don't like Jackie. Jackie doesn't like them. They all talk about each other. They all talk bad about Jackie too before she enters the room in every single episode. So I'm confused as to why Chantel wants it to be broadcasted, that Jackie was talking about Brandy behind her back and then smiled in her face when she saw her later that night. I mean, isn't that what all these ladies do on this show? And then when Jackie goes to answer her again, she starts calling Jackie a cowardly lion because she walks away from every conversation. And that's when Jackie ends up getting up and walking away. And as she's walking away, Chantel says that Jackie can't bully her anymore like she did when she was 15 or 16 years old. Now, I'm not excusing Jackie's behavior as a mother. If she was a bully of a mother to her children, she's wrong for that. But this is not the show for that type of stuff. So I don't understand why Chantel came on the show to do this. And then on top of that, they seem to be fine with each other before they went on that trip to Las Vegas. So I really don't understand what exactly she's mad about, because she was fine with Jackie before they went to Las Vegas. Yeah, she was making comments about Jackie being annoying and setting up these boundaries with Jackie when it comes to how she interacts within the group. But at the end of the day, they weren't on non-speaking terms. So I don't understand what exactly Chantel's issue is and why she's bringing up things from her childhood when she claims that the reason why she's mad at Jackie, which she said in her confessional, is because she wants Jackie to take accountability for things that happened once she moved to LA. And Chantel's move to LA was very recent because she said it in the very first episode. So whatever issues that she has with Jackie is stemming from when she recently moved to LA. So I'm confused as to why the 15, 16-year-old thing came up. As Jackie is walking away, Chantel starts calling her names, calling her goofy, and telling her that that's why her husband is going to leave her and none of her kids like her. So Jackie just keeps walking, and Chantel is following Jackie through the lobby hallway while Jackie's trying to find an elevator, and then Chantel still keeps following behind her, yelling things at her. Chantel starts following behind Jackie, telling her that she'll violate her and all this crazy shit like that. So Jackie decides to take the stairs instead of waiting by the elevator. And Chantel gets in her confessional and she starts saying that Jackie walks away because she doesn't want to take accountability, but she doesn't even tell Jackie what she wants her to take accountability for. She doesn't tell her what the issue actually is and what she's mad about whenever they sit down to have the conversation. Chantel immediately starts insulting Jackie and talking to her crazy, and so nobody's going to sit there while you insult them and have a conversation with you. It's not going to go that way, so that's the reason why she walks away. Now, do I necessarily agree with Jackie walking away every time? No, but at the same time, Jackie knows that she can get crazy sometimes, so she probably doesn't want to get crazy with her daughter, especially on TV, and that's probably the reason why she walks away from the conversation. But it just seems to me that Chantel really doesn't want to have a conversation with Jackie. She just wants to sit on TV and insult her until Jackie gets really upset and starts going off. That's what it seems like to me, because every time they sit to have a conversation, Chantel never tells her what the issue is, and Jackie ends up asking her every single time, what's the issue, what's the issue, and Chantel doesn't say anything. So later that night, everybody ends up getting together for dinner, and before Chantel ends up showing up to the dinner table, they start asking Ty what happened between Chantel and Jackie in the hallway of the hotel, and basically Ty says that Jackie got up and walked away from the conversation again, and they start dragging Jackie for walking away. And I just feel like if one of their children were disrespecting them like that on national television, I feel like they would walk away from it too. I don't feel like they would sit there and listen to their child insult them like that. So I just feel like they're not in that situation, so they can't really judge it. I just feel like they like seeing this happen between Chantel and Jackie, and I honestly don't like seeing this happen. It makes me feel weird watching these two go at it with each other. I just don't like seeing it. It's very stressful to watch these episodes and watch this go down. I feel like this is something that they need to deal with off camera, not on camera, because it's really sad to see. I hate to see a mother and daughter going at each other like this, and it seems like a lot of these ladies within the group seem to like it. Before Chantel, Brittany, and Denise end up going to meet the other women for dinner, Chantel starts opening up to them about her relationship with her mother, talking about her childhood, saying that Jackie wanted to paint this vision of a picture-perfect family and a picture-perfect life, and so she wanted Chantel to be perfect. She said that Jackie would dismiss her feelings, like she came to her mom about something that happened to her, and she said that Jackie didn't believe her and basically dismissed it, and obviously that's wrong. You should look into anything that your children are saying happened to them instead of telling them that it didn't happen. So I do think that Jackie's wrong for that, but I don't feel like this show is the place to deal with this. And if Chantel has all these issues from her childhood with her mother dismissing her feelings, this is something that she should be going to therapy for, to work through it, not because she needs to be in her mother's life, but because she needs to work through it for herself instead of coming on this show and airing out her family's business. And then she said Jackie would make comments like telling them to clean up their rooms before their dad comes home and he gets mad and kicks them down the stairs. And look, that is definitely a terrible way to tell your children to clean their rooms, but I do remember my mom telling me and my sisters that we needed to clean our room up before our father gets home, because because obviously the rooms need to be clean. And that was kind of like the way to scare you into cleaning your room. Like, your father's going to get home and he's going to be mad that you didn't clean your room. So Jackie definitely worded that terribly. And I'm not making excuses for it, but I have heard other mothers tell their children, you better clean your room up before your father comes home, because that was like a threat. Like, your dad's going to come home and you don't want to get in trouble by him. So yeah, I definitely have heard people say this before. And while Chantel is saying this stuff, Brittany just starts breaking down, crying, saying that she experienced the same thing with her mother. And I just wish Brittany would stop projecting. Like, I'm not trying to dismiss Brittany's feelings and what she dealt with growing up, but at the end of the day, this is something that she needs to be telling a therapist, not on national television. And she shouldn't be, you know, projecting what she dealt with her mother, with Jackie and Chantel. I just don't like that she keeps doing that. And then she's breaking down in tears, crying, while Chantel is not crying about it at all. So I just felt like, you know, Brittany wasn't allowing Chantel to have her moment. She was trying to take away from Chantel's moment. And I don't know if she was doing that on purpose or if she did it unknowingly, but she was definitely taking away from Chantel's moment at that point. I just feel like if your friend is opening up to you about something, I don't feel like you should bring the conversation back to yourself every single time. Now, Chantel, Denise, and Brittany do end up finally showing up to dinner, and they start asking Chantel what happened when she sat down to have a conversation with Jackie. And Chantel told a half-truth, which is what she seems to do a lot. She basically said that Jackie just walked away from the conversation because she didn't want to take accountability. But Chantel was calling Jackie names. She was calling her the cowardly lion and all this stuff like that, instead of just telling Jackie what the issue is so you guys can talk about it and just deal with it, instead of, you know, beating around the bush. And it seems like Chantel really beats around the bush. So she tells stories in a way to make her seem innocent and make the other person look like a villain. And that's very manipulative. She calls Jackie a manipulator, but apparently she gets manipulation from her mother because she's been manipulating these ladies throughout this season as well. Brittany comes to the table and she's wiping away her tears, and basically she starts addressing Brandy. And she did say that it wasn't right for her to call Brandy out of her name, but then she says that the reason why she called Brandy out of her name is because she felt like Brandy was judging her when it comes to her spiritual journey. And then she basically admits that she had a preconceived notion about Brandy basically being a doormat because she's staying married to a man that cheated on her numerous amounts of times and made her look like a fool. And so she said that she judged Brandy based off of that. And she definitely told her that she saw her as a doormat. And so Brandy was obviously, you know, offended by this comment that she made. But Brittany does end up apologizing to her, and Brandy's kind of taken aback because Brittany kind of insulted her and was a little bit shady during this back and forth. But then she goes and apologizes, so Brandy doesn't really know how to feel about it, although she does end up accepting the apology. I feel like Brittany has a lot of work to do on herself. She needs to be in therapy. I feel like she doesn't see when she's wrong or how hostile she can be, and I definitely feel like she does need to go to therapy to work through whatever issues that she has, because it's very clear that there's a lot of things that are built up inside of her that she hasn't let out. And I definitely feel like therapy is the place to go, not opening up to your friends who are trauma bonding with you. That's not a real friendship, and that's not a way to heal, by trauma bonding. And that's what Brittany and Chantel have. They have a trauma bond. And they enable each other's bad behavior, because if Brittany was really a friend to Chantel, she would tell her that the way that she's going about this situation with her mother is not the right way to do it. Now, Ty wants Jackie and Chantel to have a conversation, so I guess off camera, Ty ended up talking to Jackie and asking her if she would be willing to have a one-on-one conversation with Chantel. And I guess Jackie agreed, because Chantel does end up going to Jackie's room, and as soon as they sit down to have a conversation, Chantel once again has a really bad attitude, and it seems like she's not really trying to have a conversation with Jackie, because the first thing Jackie asks Chantel is what's the problem between the two of them, and Chantel says that they're past that point. So I don't understand why she won't just tell Jackie what the issue is. So then Jackie ends up asking Chantel again, what is the problem between the two of us? Because before we went to Las Vegas, we were fine with each other, and then we go to Las Vegas and all of a sudden we have all these issues and we can't even sit in the same room together without you going off. And Chantel ends up asking Jackie if they were really fine before they went to Las Vegas, and Chantel ends up telling Jackie that it was a rhetorical question. Once again, I don't think she knows what a rhetorical question is, because she's expecting an answer from Jackie, but then when Jackie goes to answer the question, she says it's a rhetorical question, even though she's asking her a yes or no question. So then Chantel says that she only came up to the room to tell Jackie that moving forward, they will not be moving forward with each other. She doesn't want anything to do with Jackie. And Jackie starts telling Chantel that she can leave her room then, because before the cameras came into their lives, Wives, there was nothing wrong between her and Chantel. They were fine with each other. And then as soon as the cameras come on, all of a sudden Chantel has all these issues with her. So Chantel starts walking towards the door, and then she comes back and she starts saying things to Jackie, calling her names and stuff like that. So Jackie gets up to go walk towards the door to open it so that Chantel can walk out of it. And as Jackie's walking towards the door, Chantel pushes Jackie and Jackie bangs into the wall a little bit. And so Jackie ends up swinging on Chantel, and Chantel starts going off, throwing her purse at Jackie, calling her names because she hit her. And it's just like, girl, you pushed her first. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she pushed Jackie first. I don't understand why she would push her. Like, I just feel like if she doesn't want to really have the conversation with Jackie and tell her what the issue is, then why keep trying to push a conversation with her if you don't really want to have one? And the reason why I'm saying she doesn't really want to have one is because every time they sit down to have a conversation, Chantel just starts throwing insults around instead of just telling Jackie what the issue is. And Jackie asked her multiple times what the issue is between the two of them, and Chantel wouldn't tell her. She just kept skipping around it. It seems like Chantel doesn't really want to have a conversation with Jackie. She just wants to talk down to her, and she wants to paint her out to be this really bad person, which I don't know if Jackie's a bad person. She might be off camera. I really don't know. But it seems like Chantel only wants to tarnish her mother's reputation instead of trying to actually work things out with her. It doesn't seem like she really wants to have a conversation, and I feel like the other women on this show are failing to realize that Chantel really doesn't want to have a conversation and work things out with her mother. It seems like she doesn't even really want accountability for anything because she's not telling her mother what she wants her to take accountability for and what her issue is with her. So Chantel ends up leaving Jackie's room after Jackie swung on her, and she ends up going to the room where the rest of the ladies are hanging out, and she tells them a half-truth. She tells them that Jackie hit her, and then she shows them her pinky nail that's a little bit bleeding because of the fact that she put her hand up in the way, and I guess Jackie might have hit her hand a little bit, and that's the reason why her nail started bleeding. She failed to tell them that when Jackie kept asking her what the issue is, Chantel was skipping around it and calling her names, and she failed to tell everybody that when Jackie got up to open the door for her, she pushed her into the wall, and that's the reason why Jackie swung on her. I'm not saying Jackie's perfect. This is not about people defending Jackie, and I feel like that's what people fail to realize. We're not defending toxic mothers. We're talking about the way that Chantel is handling the situation, because if she really has this big issue with her mother and she's sitting down having a conversation with her mom, why not just come out and say what your issues are with her so that she can take accountability for it? But instead, Chantel just calls her name and makes this big scene instead of just telling her what the issue is. And that's why it seems like Chantel just wanted to make a scene and make Jackie look bad and kind of, tear down this picture perfect family life that Jackie tries to present. And that's what she wanted to do. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, a lot of us have issues with our mothers, our parents in general, growing up in the way that they treated us. I mean, a lot of us have issues with family members who were our first bullies. And I'm not even talking about it being your parents or your siblings. Sometimes you have an aunt or an uncle or a grandmother or a grandfather or a cousin that was like a bully to you growing up. But the way you handle it is not this way. Chantel was handling this whole situation wrong. And all these women were hugging Chantel and crying for Chantel and saying that Jackie's such this terrible person and she's a terrible mother, not even knowing the full story. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about this situation, but Chantel's story about Jackie kind of doesn't add up completely, because if Jackie was this terrible, horrible mother, such a big bully to her children, where was Doug when this was going on, and why wasn't he stopping it, and why wasn't he doing anything about it? Because that makes him just as bad as Jackie if he knew this stuff was happening to his children and he wasn't doing anything to stop it. Because where was he when Chantel is saying that something happened to her and she went to Jackie and Jackie dismissed it? Where was her father when this situation happened, and what did he say about it? So I'm just wondering why she has all this smoke for Jackie but not for Doug when he could have stopped this if this stuff was really happening. Because honestly, we don't know what really happened, okay? She's saying one thing, Jackie's probably saying another thing. We don't know what really happened, okay? The truth is somewhere in the middle. So at the end of the day, we don't really know about their family lives, and I wish they would take us out of the group chat because we really don't need to know about their family business. This show is not about their family business. This show is about these ladies and their drama that they have with each other, not their personal lives. So I don't understand why this was brought on the show anyway, and this is probably why they're not having a reunion, because things went a little bit too far this season. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Basketball Wives LA. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.